I want to talk about a time when I was 35 years old, and it had been some months that I'd split up with a girl called Emma. I'd taken a job working nights, and for some people who follow me, I guess they know that story. But there was something interesting that happened to me. Working nights, I had to sleep days. And I can remember waking up in a cold sweat. I'd had this incredible nightmare. And in this nightmare, I was laying on this bed in a very dark room. And I had my younger sister, I think, was at the end of the bed, and my older sister was to the side. And I can remember saying to them, I'm 54 years old. I'm 54 years old. How did I get here? And it was like that movie Forever Young, where he goes to sleep as a young man and he wakes up as an old man. And I woke up, I was in a cold sweat. Oh God, 54 years old. And it troubled me. And it troubled me for a long time. And for a long time I never realised what it meant. But as time passed, I discovered what it meant. You know, many summers and many winters passed, and I was frozen in time. I was the hollow man, the invisible man, the man who couldn't make decisions. My confidence was so unbelievably destroyed. The anxiety was so unbelievably high. Because whilst I was working nights, I developed pure OCD on a mass level. So the dream represented not being able to make decisions, being stuck, moving around in circles, and I was never going to get anywhere or do anything until I made a decision. Don't let that happen to you. Don't live with regret. It's better to feel the fear and take action anyway. Because if you're waiting to be confident, you'll be waiting forever. And I found out the hard way. And lived to regret it for a long time. It doesn't matter how confident you are in life. You're always going to feel fear at some point. But it's how we deal with it. And the things that help to cause fear, apart from a general lack of confidence, is the styles in which we think. When you think in black and white terms, when you think in all or nothing terms, when you expect everything to be perfect or want everything to be perfect before you make a move, you're always going to be stranded. You'll never take action. And what I learnt was to move forward with imperfection. Not to be afraid to look bad. Because if you're afraid to look bad, you're watching every little thing that you do, worrying that somebody's going to criticize you. Somebody's going to ridicule you. If you know 1,000 different people, you've got 1,000 different reputations which are out of your control. You can't do anything about that. You'll never be able to do anything about that. Just stay focused on what you want, and life will take care of the rest. I really was, when I look back, and without wishing to sound dramatic, I really was the hollow man. I had no confidence, no self-esteem, felt totally and utterly unloved, and was far removed from the person that I once was. Puro struck me down, but I didn't have the tools. I didn't have the tools to fight it. I didn't know how to fight it, other than to suppress all the negative thoughts and images that come into my mind, because that's what we do. We move towards pleasure and we move away from pain. And I just didn't have anyone to teach me. And I had to learn bit by bit. The people around me didn't understand me. They'd roll their eyes when I tried to communicate the pain I was in. I really was the hollow man, the invisible man. I think what you gotta realize is that you can't condense a human being down to a single snapshot, a single opinion. Human beings are worth a lot more than that. And so are you. And you might not feel liked. You might not feel loved. But that's your own mind playing tricks on you. It's funny. I very rarely see my family. They live such a long way from me. And they could never help me. Even the ones that roll their eyes could never help me with anything. You know, God knows I try to communicate with them. But you know something? Every birthday, every Christmas, there's always presents at my door. So I did mean something after all. But you got to understand that people can only do what they can only do. They can only help in the way that they know how. And to hold on to bitterness and to hold on to anger, you know, that's like swallowing a pill, you know, and expecting someone else to die. Just release all those thinking errors, release the black and white thinking, release the perfectionism, release all that shit that's inside you. Because you are worth something. I'm only reminding you of what you really know deep down inside. Don't feel like the hollow man. Don't feel the way I felt. Because life is a lot more complicated than that. The way I see it, you got to start looking at all the things that you were good at. You got to start looking for all the evidence that you are liked, you are loved, you are wanted. You got to remember the times when you did stand up to things and you did take action. And if you did it before, you can do it again. Don't allow yourself to get stuck in the loop, to do things over and over. Break out of the prison. Sometimes we got to take action and regret it afterwards. We got to travel, through the wilderness in order to get to civilization. We got to experience pain now so that in the future the pain won't be there. Most people, they cower away from pain. So 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the line, that pain is still there. Like the bully that won't leave us alone. But in order to stand up to the bully, you got to accept a little pain. But as long as you do it that way, the pain's not going to last. When you envision your future, hold the picture in your mind of it being so bright and beautiful. And don't just feel the picture, but feel the feelings that go with it. Have faith. Faith is confidence that something will unfold. The only thing to be scared of is fear itself. Don't be the hollow man. Learn from my mistakes. Learn from my mistakes.